What's up? I'm going to do a short 1 hour stream here. And before I was trying to connect the MIDI controller to Unreal Engine, and I was having a little bit of difficulty with that. I asked some friends and they suggested that I just start with something simple like a controller. Um, but I think I'd like to put that aside, and there's still a lot of basic stuff that I don't know about Unreal Engine, so I'm thinking about going through maybe some of the very basic tutorials, and eventually I'd like to look at more tutorials that are centered around things like environment design, like lighting, architectural rendering, building like believable environments. So I have a few different tutorials lined up here. So I think I'm going to start first with some of the getting started stuff, and we'll see if there's anything in there that's really that looks like it could be helpful. Just some basic stuff. So I'm looking for just the getting started. Let's see. Creating your first, working with content. I kind of understand how the content works. Building your first level, visual control. What are materials? See, I can figure that out. I can apply material, okay. Editor basics, the viewport, the world outliner. And I'm sure there's some stuff I can pull from these, I'm sure. Well, maybe let's take the quiz. Let's see if I know everything in the quiz. You built a scene and want to quickly view it from multiple preset angles. Which Unreal shortcut works the best? View modes. Unreal Engine has a built-in shortcut that allows you to mark certain camera positions. Ooh, so yeah, I don't know that. Your scene has particle effect that will only run when viewed in-game. What is the quickest way to see your particle effect run? Play. Incorrect. The editor runs in real time with different ways of viewing the scene without needing to fully run the scene. See, I don't know this stuff. You need to manually input the location, rotation, and scale values of an object. That's going to be details. Press G to enable game view. Simulate. Bookmarks. Who's been You easily want to select multiple actors within your scene. Where can you do that in the editor? That's going to be the world outliner. You want to see what your level looks like when lighting is not used. How would you do this? Enable the unlit property on all actors. Remove all the light actors from your scene. Select the unlit view mode. You want to override the game mode so it applies to your entire project. Where can you do this? Game mode blueprint. Probably the project settings. That's the only question in that quiz? What kind of quiz is that? During development, you decide you need to add platforms. Where can you easily add platforms? Build. Try again. Platforms you choose for packaging. World settings? Well, there are ways to override game mode at low level. Oh, I already did this one. It was project settings. Your project has a level for your menu that requires a separate game. Modes? Incorrect. It is possible to override a single map's game mode. You need to set your project up so a map file is loaded when you launch the editor. Would you modify this in the project settings? So the map file is loaded when you launch the editor. Per level basis. I don't know, I need to watch the videos.
Editor works and behaves for it. On the top left, we can go to Edit, Editor Preferences, or we get the Editor Preferences window. In the top left, we have our All Settings option. This is going to give us all of our settings in one large list. If we're looking for something specific, we have a search bar at the top. We can type in Grid. It's going to return all the results for what we typed in. Grid in this case. I'm going to clear that out. Next to that, we can toggle some visibility options, maybe show all events details by default, or collapsing and expanding all categories. Below this, we have a few buttons we can click on that will allow us to adjust the defaults, as well as to recover from any mistakes we may have made. Let's say we've adjusted something, we want this green for our default selection color. And we want it to always be green. We can do set as default. This is going to change to our new default settings, everything we've changed. And then now, whenever we use it in the future, those are going to be our default settings. Let's say we want to give these settings to someone else. We have the ability to export and import settings into the individual categories that can accept them. That way we can give these to other people. And let's say we've done something terrible and now it's no longer working right, or we've changed something and we can't remember what we did. We can reset to defaults, and then reset everything back to our defaults. As you can see, this is now back to yellow. We have a few categories. We have general, level editor, content editors, privacy, and advanced. Everyone is pretty self-explanatory, so we're going to go ahead and cover just the more important things as a new user.
Oh my god, I'm so bored.
Have a only doesn't change the editor language.
That's my ADHD kicking in.
It, but it changes your preview game language if you're using localization. And then lastly, we have our tutorial section. In the top right corner, we have a hat that gives us tutorials. By default, this will be flashing green if you've never used it. If you don't want that on anymore, you can disable performance as well as an experimental option.
Maybe I just get in there.
Is in here. And you will find the same thing for all the other different types of editors. Our generic graph editor, our UMG sequence editor.
Getting started is lame. Let's do... I want to make like a landscape.
Privacy is pretty simple. Do you or do you not send usage data to Epic Games when you're using the editor so they can try to improve it? By default, set to send usage data.
See, I started on this one already. I was looking at some of the lighting. GI. I feel like I know enough about GI. For now. Using a camera sequencer, blueprints, introducing principles of real-time, an in-depth look at real-time rendering, best practices for creating plugins, comprehending projects, and file structure. That one might be helpful. Projects, templates. Getting to know materials. For design viz. Where do I find the Quixel stuff? call it landscape. I want to make it a landscape. I think there's just a button you press and you can build a landscape. I feel like I should just get in here. Landscape, okay. Create new. Create new landscape. Go for it. Material. Create new asset. Material. Save asset as new material. Alright, create the landscape. See, I told you it was just a button. Boom! Oh, it's the most boring landscape ever. Brush. Oh, I have to brush it. Alright. Ooh. Now we're cooking. Layers, height map. Brush size, brush fall off. Beautiful. Tool strength. How tall can it go? Alright, how do I sculpt tool? Oh, here we go. Sculpt, smooth, flatten, ramp, erosion, hydro erosion. Welcome to the landscape manage mode tutorial. Click on landscape icon to activate landscape tools. If you do not have any landscapes in your level, you will be taken to manage mode by default. Manage mode allows you to create and adjust your landscape and its components. In manage mode, you can create new landscape where you can import a height map from a file. The material input allows you to assign a material to your landscape to use after it has been created. Using the location, rotation, and scale options here, you can position your landscape like any other actor. Section size, where's that? Section size is used for landscape, LOD, and culling. Smaller sections allow the landscape to LOD sections more aggressively, but will have a higher CPU cost. Larger sizes will allow for fewer components and will be less costly on the CPU. If you want to have a large landscape, you will need to use a larger section size, as using a smaller section size and scaling the landscape would cost too much on the CPU. Landscapes LOD as each sections per component. Where's that? Doesn't matter. Sections per component helps with landscapes LOD, as each section is the basic unit for the landscape LOD. One landscape component could have 2x2 sections, which means that it is possible that one component can be rendering 4 different LODs at once. Along with section size, number of components helps set the size of your landscape. This value is capped at 3232 because each component does have a CPU cost associated with it. Going over this cap could result in huge performance issues with the landscape. Our landscape is bigger than you need it to be. The overall resolution allows you to set the number of vertices on your landscape you will use. This is a useful option when trying to match your landscape. Oh, it's created in an external program. The Fill World button will expand your landscape to fill in a bigger section of the world. Press the Fill World button now to how it affects your landscape. Can I delete my landscape? I want to do a new landscape. Landscape sculpt. Create button will create a landscape with your current settings. Please press create button. After pressing create, sculpt. Process of sculpting involves sculpt mode, tools in sculpt mode. If you use your left mouse button to click on the sculpt tool, this icon will display various types of tools you can manipulate the landscape height map. Brush tool defines look, size, and shape. Fall off tool. Linear tip, spherical. Oh, I'm still on hydro erosion. Brush size to fall off. Clay brush. Clay brush looks at the average of all faces under the brush, then moves the landscape based on that average. This makes clay brush really good at filling gaps or digging holes into the landscape. Interesting. Oh my, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's a masterpiece. It's my first landscape in Unreal. It's fucking beautiful. Here you can select if you want to use clay. Tool strength. Tool strength controls the strength of the tool. Now let us try to use some of the landscape sculpting tools to sculpt a landscape. Already did it. I'm way ahead of you. Now that we've added some mountains, let us add some lowlands by holding down the shift key. Here we go, lowlands. Oh my god, it's so low. It's so low. It's beautiful. It's possibly one of the best landscapes ever sculpted. Possibly. Now that you have some mountains and some lowlands, try experimenting with other tools. Now I want to pour some dynamic water down into the lowlands from off the top of the mountain. But I don't think that Unreal does dynamics. Not like that. To activate paint mode, click the paintbrush. Before going any further, make sure that the landscape actor is selected. And you can see its properties in the details panel. If the landscape is not selected, you can select it by right-clicking on it with the mouse or by exiting landscape tools. Once the landscape actor has been selected, you can see its properties in the details panel. However, before you can paint on the landscape, you need to make sure your landscape has the appropriate material assigned to it. You can find out more about how to create materials for landscapes. All right, let's make a landscape material. For now, let's open up a very simple pre-made material that can be found in the engine content folder. Where is that? If you do not see the engine content folder, it means you will need to enable it. To do this, select the view option, show view. View. Select view option. Where is view option? Over here is it? Select view options. Choose world. View options. Viewport. Window. Viewports. If you do not see the engine content folder, it means you will need to enable it. To do this, select view option. View option. Here we go. Show engine content. Once you have engine content folder active, select the engine content folder from the content browser. Show engine content. Content. Engine content. Then, using the search box, input landscape material. Landscape material. Once landscape material is located, assign it to landscape material slot by dragging it from the content browser to the landscape material slot. Oh, over here. Compiling shaders. This is the landscape material. Before you can begin to paint, you will first need to create a landscape layer for each target layer that you have. So we have layers. To create new landscape layer info, press on the plus sign icon. Landscape, press on plus sign icon. Where is that? Landscape layer info. Plus sign. This one? Weight blended layer. Non-weight blended layer. Dirt layer info. When you press the plus sign, you'll be asked, If you would like to make either a weight blended layer, normal, or non-weight blended layer, please select weight blended layer option. After you do this, you will be asked where you would like to save this. Pick any location to save and press the OK button to continue. Once you've done this, for the first one, repeat this again for the 2 target layers. Weight blended. Weight blended. Now that the paint layers are set up, it's time to look at all of the tools that can be used to manipulate them. The paint tool allows you to increase or decrease the visibility of the selected layer. If you use your left mouse button to click on the paint tool, you will notice there is a variety of different tools that you can use to help better texture your landscapes. Many of these tools will work in a similar manner to how they work in sculpting mode. You can read about what each tool does in the landscape brushes. Brush tool, fall off tool, brush size, brush fall off, tool strength. To paint a different target layer, select the target layer you want from the target layer list by clicking on it with the left mouse button. Please note that the target list will only be populated with data if your landscape has material applied. Alright, I want some grass. Now it's time to start painting. Click on the dirt layer. No, I want grass. Apply dirt layer. Alright. Wait, is it selected? Oh my gosh, it's beautiful grass. I need more strength. This is gonna be the coolest landscape ever. OMG, it's gonna be so cool. OMG, it's gonna be the best fucking landscape ever. They're gonna hire me at Epic because it's gonna be such an epic landscape I'm making. OMG. You're gonna say, Gabe Moon, we saw your stream. We saw you and it was your first time and you're just a natural. We would like to give you $100,000 a year to come work for us in where are they stationed actually? I don't think they're not in Los Angeles. Okay. To remove what was, we got some on the mountains here. Now try painting other layers by simply selecting the layer you want to paint. Alright, let's get some snow, I guess. Have some snow like on the mountaintops. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. Look at those shadows. What a land what a landscape. It's beautiful. I'm about to cry. It's so beautiful. Okay. So we got some snow, we got some dirt, we got some grass. Is that it? Then what? That's it? Oh my gosh. That's the end of the tutorial. Alright. So how do I make it look good? Landscape. That was it. Animation, foliage, maybe foliage. How do I want to add some foliage. Foliage. The foliage system allows you to quickly paint or erase sets of static mesh. Static mesh after these meshes are automatically grouped. Oh, foliage is right there. Okay. Geometry editing, foliage. I feel like I can figure it out. Foliage. Paint foliage. We need some foliage over here. Add foliage type. Actor foliage. New actor foliage. No, we need some foliage. Engine content, foliage. What kind of foliage do we have? Here we go. Here's some foliage. Physics material override. Actor class. Foliage. Add foliage type. Oh, I gotta follow the tutorial, man. I'm just such a noob. Reapply tool. Change parameters of instance. Selection tool. Lasso tool. Fill tool. Now, make sure you're in paint mode. Brush size. Paint density. Erase density. Filter sets the kind of objects you want to place. Note that the foliage sphere brush will disappear when it is not over an object that matches the filter type. Adding a static mesh to use with the foliage tool is quite simple. First, find the static mesh you want to use in the content browser. What kind of, oh, that's a texture. Okay. Static mesh. Then drag and drop it from the content browser to the black bar that says drag static meshes from content browser into this area. What is a static mesh? Blueprint class. I'm looking for a static mesh. Is there a static mesh folder? Splash, starter content, textures, static mesh. Where do I find a static mesh? What is a static mesh? Is that just like some geometry? Oh. There's bound to be a static mesh in here somewhere. Basic shapes. Static mesh. Cones. Okay. Now that we have some foliage tool basic, let's try it out. We need to find a static mesh. View options, so show engine content, cube. I already found cubes, sucker. And guess what I'm doing? Cones. Once you drive the cube, to begin painting your mesh objects in the world, all I have to do is hold down the left mouse button. Oh my gosh! Look at all the cones, man. That's so many cones. Jeez. Look at that. Wow. This is awesome. This is the best scene I've ever created. This is a masterpiece, man. Look at that. Wow, that's a lot of cones. Need a little less density on the cones, I think. Wow, this is awesome, man. It's like a forest of cones. Can I make them bigger? I want like a variable size on the cones. Scaling free. I want all kinds of cones. Max up to 10. I want diversity in my cones. Looks like they're all the same size still. Scaling free. Let's see what else it says. Now with basics, it's time to go over more settings. Hide details. Show painting settings. Show instance settings. In this section you can change, find, or remove static mesh that is used for foliage meshes. Density is the number of instances. Radius will control the minimum distance between instances. Align to normal will tell the foliage mesh whether it should be oriented vertically or follow the direction of the surface. Oh. Dude, this is awesome. I'm having so much fun. This is so much better than cinema. I've got 4,620 of these. Jeez. Max angle. If non-zero, this specifies the maximum angle to follow when aligning to normal. Random yaw controls whether or not meshes will be randomly rotated along the z-axis. Uniform scale. Uniform scale will control scaling. Scale will control instances will be randomly scaled. Scale. Scaling. Scale. Oh. How do I get him to scale? Z offset, random pitch, ground slope, if not set to 0, will control instance placement on slope surfaces. Height controls instances placed in the z-axis if instances fall outside the range specified here. Landscape layer, if entered, will control how instances will be painted in proportion to the density of the landscape layer specified after all other parameters have been applied. Collision with world prevents foliage from being placed inside vertex color mask. That's pretty cool, man. It's pretty sweet. Foliage. It's pretty sweet, man. Okay, what else is in here? Place. What didn't I learn yet? How do you get back to the tutorials? Basics. Viewport navigation, content browser. Maybe I should just look more through the content browser. Paper 2D. Foliage. See, what else do we have in here? Animation. Buffer visualization. Survey. Alpha brush materials. Landscape gizmo height lookup. Landscape. What is that? Mirror plane material. Whoa. Whoa. Sick, man. Sickly. Sickly, bro. Yeah, I'm just checking out these this engine content here. This is my scene at the moment. It's a beautiful, beautiful masterpiece. See, they got some fonts, light profiles. I think you put those on the lights to give them like some shape. Materials, meshes. Reference normal. What are these shaders? Okay, I think is there any, like, I would like to watch a tutorial on more environment design. Getting to know materials. This one could be cool. Physically based materials. Now, I thought that you could get all the Quixel assets in here. How to get Quixel assets. How to get free unlimited Megascan assets. Number 1. Oh, it's in the marketplace. Okay. Megascans, multiple Megascan collections will appear. You can download them for free. And they'll appear inside the library section and the vault section. Pristine metals. Oh my god. Oh, Iceland. I mean, I should probably just add all of them, right? Megascans Desert. Megascans Forest. Oh my god. Alright, let's just get all of them. They're free. The only issue would be I'll just throw some desert texture on here. It's game over. Oh, I have these already. Megascan's ultimate wood veneers. Oof. Oof. Wood veneers. Ugh. Oh god, wood veneers. Megascan's Roman Empire? Dude. I can recreate Rome. Megascan Pristine Marble? OMG. Pristine Marble? Oh my god. Pristine Marble? Natural foliage? Oh my god. City street grates? City street grates? OMG. Oh my god. Leather? Leather? 50? You're gonna cap me at 50? $0. It's a steal. Megascans Meadows. Meadows? Ugh. Disgusting. Disgusting. Meadows? Meadows? Select the project to add the asset to. Quixel Bridge. Free Quixel assets. Following second way will give you a lot more textures. Oh, okay. Then this way you have two options. First option is Quixel's website. Quixel Bridge. Alright, I guess I gotta get Quixel Bridge then. $244 megs. I need to clean off my C drive. I have one of those, like, I think it's like M.2 solid state drives, and it's like literally this big, like this big and this thin. It's like the world. It's like a teeny tiny hard drive. It's crazy. Solid state. Teeny tiny. See, I only have 15 gigs on my C drive. It's 1 terabyte. I'm gonna have to destroy some stuff, I think. I guess my stuff's still working. Let's see, settings, set up bridge to work with your tools. Select your engine, Unreal Engine. I guess I could store it on my drive, my E drive. Call it Quexel. Or is this where it's free? So then what? Oh, I have to sign in with my account. Sign in. My account is let's see. Enter my Quixel password. Do I have it? I must have a Quixel. I'm trial's expired. Oh no. But I should have pixel joints epic. Ding, 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 ding. So where's that free stuff? Oh, look at these trees. 4 points. I don't have any points. Free. Slash into free bridge and free mixer. What does mixer do? Air debris. 2 points. I'm gonna need that free stuff. Well, I got, ooh. Look at that steel. Concrete. Well, I got some, I was able to download some stuff. Abandoned factory. Let's just try, the dry grasslands, yeah. Where's my landscape project? Oh, it's right here. $18 gigs? See, I knew this was going to be an issue. Jeez. All right, give me 1 second, folks. Well, I mean, could just try something like one of these. Scratched polypropylene. Leakage. Oof. I mean, is there something that's not 18 gigabytes? Can I paint some of these Roman things on here? Alright, it wasn't meant to be. Well, I only had an hour to stream, but this was good progress, and I'll be back, learn the foliage tool, learned a little bit about the landscape. I'm gonna have to do some deep cleaning of the hard drive, I think. Cause I definitely I don't know. I'll have to move some stuff to my hard disk drive or something. Or just delete something, because I don't know. Like I honestly don't know what is taking up a whole terabyte of space. We'll see.